I'm almost hesitant, but it's I think if we're gonna speak fairly to the listeners of this podcast, there's been media out there, fears. There's been fear mongering. There's been discussions that the top AI gurus of the world, even I think Elon Musk, although quite honestly lately I question when he opens his mouth, say that there needs to be a moratorium on the development. Ethics are not in place. Would you like to speak a little bit about that? What are some of the ethical issues we face, and what from your perspective needs to happen for an organization to manage these? I mean, you've kind of already alluded to it in talking about having a solid principle based and vision based of what you want to do with AI. But what are some of the fears that we all face in society with what AI is concerned, and how much of it is legitimate?
Yeah, well, I think any feeling is legitimate to the person who's feeling it. Yeah. That's one of my big elements from my early career in domestic and family violence prevention, is that, feelings are real to the person that's feeling it. I just want to acknowledge that. But from my perspective, in particular, I guess the exploration that I did with participants about what their immediate sort of fear would be when it comes to artificial intelligence concepts, and I just thought I'd share some of these with you as well, just to sort of show the difference that when we talk about someone being more in a fixed mindset, which is an area where people don't necessarily see the sort of immediate sort of possibilities, and they might even think, oh, I can't learn, and, I'll never change, and this is it, that, oh gosh, AI's coming, oh, bummer, we've got to just deal with it. But some of the feelings that came up for the people in my doctoral studies were things of fear, anger, sadness. There was a lot of feelings also about the impact on their employment and job security. People thinking, well, I've got this job and this will never change, but suddenly it's in a disrupted industry. Some of the other negative feelings that people expressed to me through those processes were really worrying about the future and not able to make plans for the future. People feeling frightened and thinking about the negative implications on their family or even on their children. So some of these feelings are things that people today think about when it comes to the concept of our climate crisis that we're part of as well, especially younger generations who are thinking, well, what does this mean? Like, if I want to be an artist, but AI is producing all the art, like, where's my space?
You're talking at a very, very primal, but very base, but a very important level. I think when one does these Maslow pyramids, I think a lot of people say, the lower layers don't matter. No, they're just as valid as the top ones. If you don't have the bottom ones, then everything else on top.
Totally.
So this existential fear, do I still have a future? I think our younger generations, I think that's one big concern they have, right? Yeah. Do I have a future? Yeah. Does it even? Yeah, so we have all this technology, but is the world even going to exist for us in any form or fashion? So that's one element. But there's for companies, if I'm going to focus a little bit more on the risks and fears of companies, or maybe even society,